Earlier this week, we told you that Noront Resources chose Sault Ste. Marie as the future home of its ferrochrome processing facility. The announcement was held at City Hall with various speakers, including Mayor Provenzano and City Council representatives. Absent from the event was leadership from Batchewana First Nation. The reason was lack of consultation. Chief Dean Sayers of Batchewana First Nation acknowledged that discussions had been initiated back in January of 2018 with the Sioux EDC, but noted that they didn't go far beyond a simple introduction to the project. After that meeting, BFN leadership issued a letter to the city detailing the First Nations' inherent jurisdiction to the territory and specified the necessary steps forward to secure consent for the project. Those steps included adhering to the First Nations permitting processes and ensuring that economic gain would not supersede the integrity of the environment and its protections. There were no further discussions following the initial meeting, and there was no response to the letter issued from BFN leadership. With that heavy rainfall warning we told you about yesterday, that could bring 30 to 50 centimeters of rain. The Sault Ste. Marie Region Conservation Authority says the ground in some locations is already near saturation or remains partially frozen and, as a result, has little ability to absorb further rainfall. Currently, local rivers, creeks, and streams are flowing at normal levels. Continued rainfall will cause levels and flows to rise across the watershed, of course. There may be localized flooding in areas with poor drainage. The Conservation Authority would like to extend a warning to residents and to visitors to use extreme caution when you're close to rivers, creeks, and streams. High water levels and flows can be especially dangerous, and stream banks can be slippery. In question period, NDP MP Cheryl Hardcastle noted that the jobs being saved at the GM plant in Oshawa that was slated to close, eliciting applause from the Liberal benches, but then noted how auto workers in other parts of Ontario are about to lose their job. She asked the government for a national auto strategy. Innovation Minister Navdeep Bains responded by noting the positive news for auto workers in Oshawa and that the government's policies are working to expand the sector.
Mr. Speaker, first I'd like to congratulate Unifor and GM Canada for finding a solution to save hundreds of jobs in Oshawa. And while this is a good start, I'm concerned with another auto announcement. In my writing, Ford Canada will eliminate the third shift of the Essex engine plant come October 1st. Workers are bearing the brunt of Liberal inaction. For years, the NDP has been calling for a national auto strategy. How many job losses will it take before the Liberals start a working group and get us a national auto strategy?
Honourable Minister of Innovation.
Mr. Speaker, we're very encouraged to see the positive news in Oshawa with regards to the GM workers. But more importantly, the member opposite raises the questions of jobs. Since we formed government in 2015, 11,500 new jobs have been created in the automotive sector. Compare that to the Conservatives in their first 2 years, 20,000 jobs were lost before we even hit the recession. And that's because we've been able to attract $6 billion worth of investments in the automotive sector. That's our track record, and we look forward to campaigning on that.
A Winnipeg jury has found Brett Overby guilty of second-degree murder in the 2016 death of Christine Wood. Melinda Wood, the 21-year-old's mother, cried as the verdict was announced shortly before 2:30 yesterday in Winnipeg, just over 2 hours after the jury began deliberations. Outside the courthouse, Wood's family expressed relief.
Our daughter Christine got justice today. That's all we all were hoping for. I know it's not going to bring her back, but and I'm very glad to hear that she's always been loved. Yeah. The whole country, I could say, has shown her love towards our daughter, and it's not fair what happened to her. And I'm very grateful that there was justice for her today.
The Colorado school shooting suspect, identified by law enforcement officials as 18-year-old Devin Erickson, made his first court appearance yesterday.
Yes, Your Honor, we have.
Obviously say, well, there must be murder, there must be attempt murder. Okay, there are charges like that, but there are a whole host of other charges I want the opportunity to consider to make part of this case or not make part of this case. Those are important decisions to make. We can always amend things down the road, but it's easier to get it right first.